I feel like if people understood the business of filmmaking, then they would make the policies that support the business.
Say you're not in a mood. It's not the same way as a man would
having
be.
a bad day.
Exactly. It's not the same thing. So you'd be like, oh my God, she's so hard to work with.
How many male directors do you know?
Maybe I could say probably like 4 male. But when you said women, I was saying, I said, wait, I'm racking my brain here.
Yeah.
Yeah. +1.
I hope it makes sense.
It makes so much sense. A good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to the Tusker Nexters podcast. My name is Stephanie Nganga. I'm going to be your host for the day, the captain of this ship, and of course your go-to guide through all the thrills. Now, if you've just joined us, Tusker Nexters, what is it? It is a platform that empowers the next generation of Kenyans to unleash their potential in music, in sports, and creative arts, empowering them to fully own their narrative. Now, as a brand, they are providing tools, resources, and support that is necessary for each and every one of this Nexter to become self-sufficient, confident, and of course, ignite their passions and fuel their creativity. The next one, why Nexters is a platform that Tusker owns proudly. So the question is, why Tusker? Because Tusker has been a Nexter since 1922. For over 100 years, Tusker is an innovative brand, the first ever of its kind, audacious and bold, willing to challenge the norm, unconventional, if I might add. Tusker has the muscle, the heritage, and the know-how, because here we know what it takes to create the Nexter. Thus, we can be able to identify and empower the next generation. Now, joining us today on this auspicious day, which by the way is Happy International Women's Day. Hello, how are you feeling?
Fantastic.
Awesome.
So, Ceci, talk to us.
I mean, my name is Ceci, Masi Wanza. But most people call me Ceci.
Okay.
I'm a TV and film producer, director, and screenwriter.
You name it. A lot of things in one.
Do you know what? Let's do it.
She said, you reckon? I hear
Do you reckon?
April, talk to us.
As you've heard, my name is Wambui and Serah, but you can call me April. I go by April Wambui. I am a filmmaker. I'm a producer and a director, as well as a content creator, a film curator, and a freelance photographer.
Wow. Do you know what that reminds me of? In the animations when we watch and someone opens a scroll. And it's just, April said, I am this, and this. Yeah.
Keeps on going. Next.
Yeah. I was waiting for her to say she's also Ceci, she's also Stephanie.
Right. I was trying to keep it cool. You know?
Okay.
Just for today.
Yeah. She said, relax. My panic. And our lovely Serah, talk to us.
My name is Serah Wanjiru. I am an actor, a poet, and an upcoming film producer.
Ooh.
Yes. Oh, actually, let me just say I'm a producer now because I just produced my first 2 shorts, and I'm excited. Thank you so much.
The crowd goes wild. Happy International Women's Day to you, Serah, to you, April, and to you, Ceci. Who are we celebrating today?
I want to say that I really celebrate actors, female actors in our scene, especially sketch actress. I want to celebrate Nini Washera.
Receive your flowers.
Yes, receive your flowers. You're doing amazing work for us in the film industry, especially for us actors. Amazing work. Celebrate them.
Wambui, talk to us.
Where to start?
Is it another scroll?
It's another scroll. It has to be. No, but I think I'd like to start by, celebrating our mothers who brought us into this world in the first place, But other than that, I'd also like to just celebrate us. Even this convening here is very important because we are the next stars of tomorrow.
Yes, I'm going to take it home, guys.
Oh, take it home. Take it away.
I'm celebrating the person who introduced me to storytelling when she didn't even know.
Yeah.
And that's my mom.
Okay. Shout out to one. For sure. Okay. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, the bits and bobs, the tits and tots of how Tusker has given each and every one of you a platform, an opportunity. You have been accorded a gift to showcase your craft. How has it impacted you as a creative?
For me, of course, definitely, I'm going to start with volume.
Yeah, let's talk about volume.
Like every time I talk about volume, I get really excited. It's like that project that we all waited for. It was like our baby. It's literally the biggest show that I've done on
Yeah.
Netflix, global. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay, over to you, Wambui. How has Tusker impacted you as a creative?
So I started content creation 2 years ago, and I would just document what I love doing.
Yeah.
So when I started working with Tusker, Laga, I'd create content that would be, going with meals or whatever.
Yeah.
But now I started pushing it beyond that because now I'm trying to tell a story through the short content that I'm creating. And with that, it's kind of linked to the work that I do, which is in film. So I think for Tusker, it always pushed me to be better and made me grow in my space. So that's been a really big highlight over the past 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, we celebrate you.
Yeah.
We see
We
you.
see you. We hear you.
Preach.
Yeah. Talk to us, Ceci.
For me, it was a surprise.
Okay.
And it's because I've been in the industry for a while. But there are boundaries you try to push when you're alone and you see the sky. But it's so far.
Yeah.
And then Tusker came in between the sky and Ceci. And was like, that's the sky?
Yeah.
Let me show you.
I got
Held
you.
my hand.
Yeah.
Whoop, up to the sky.
Yeah.
That's what Tusker did.
Tusker,
to me.
did you hear that? I love it. Do we need that on a rerun?
Take two.
A loop.
Yes. So the opportunity to join Volume Nexters for me
Yeah.
was a plus because I had already been practicing film for a while.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me as a filmmaker, Volume was a representative of what we can do and how far we can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Now, as we celebrate International Women's Day, I want to quote a woman. She's called Louisa May Alcott. Ring a bell? Iyo imeenda. She said,
Unless you
and I
ring
quote- she said, and I quote, "I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning how to sail my ship." But we transition. That was a good one. Yeah, very good. Let's sit on it. Let it simmer. Let him cook. And so we transition into what unique challenges have you women faced in your industry, and how have you overcome them?
Let me just be honest. Yeah.
Lay it down.
Hey, what comes with being a woman in a career that doesn't recognize that your physique is the way it is?
Let it sit. Proceed.
You're so Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously being on set is very rare for you to be on set for, let's say, 5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. It doesn't work like that. If you have a family back at home, they barely know how you look like. You barely know how they look like.
Yeah.
And yet you're born to nurture. You're born
Yeah.
to be a wife and a mother and all of those things. But then at the same time, you can't negate the fact that now you're a career woman. You have so much joy. Like your
Yeah.
career brings you so much joy. You cannot equate the two.
Yeah.
And obviously, your spouses never really understand what you talk about, especially
about
when you
it.
come in late and wake up very early in the morning. Do you know there's the meme where a filmmaker comes in with a bag, sits down,
and then they leave.
It is
Yeah.
2:30. I kid
Yeah.
you not. Ingia ka umeingia bafu, boop, out. So it happens, and it's a big challenge for us.
Okay.
Also, opportunities are not just given to you upfront as if you are a man.
Yeah.
I'm talking about producing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we're trying so hard to impact or to seem, valuable in the industry. But then again, you're always being pushed down, and down.
Like there are expectations that are put on us that are very, very unrealistic. Like I'll give a very simple example. Say you're not in a mood. It's not the same way as a man would
Having
be.
a bad day.
Exactly. It's not the same thing. So you'd be like, oh my God, she's so hard to work with.
I think another thing would be pay. Let's talk about pay. Okay. I mean, I'll talk about
let's
pay.
talk about it.
But
Let's deep dive,
Yeah.
dissect.
I mean, I don't understand why a man would be paid more than I'd be paid and we're still doing the same thing. I think it's just a matter of, being inclusive, talking about equality in the industry, because at the end of the day, you need me, I need you.
Yeah.
And we're going to uplift the industry together as opposed to, just focusing on one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you hope for us to overcome these challenges?
I feel like if people understood the business of filmmaking, then they would make the policies that support the business. So you understand how this chain works. When you're coming to say, this is my rate, you'll say, this is my rate because I've had this much experience. Show me what you've done so that I understand why your rate is 10K for an hour.
Yeah.
And then now as a producer, when I go back, I'm like, hey, but we need April.
Yeah.
But if we need April, we need 10K for every hour she's on set, because this and this and this is what she's bringing to the table.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like that's the biggest problem. If we get rid of that ignorance, bruv.
So I want to ask, how and why is female representation important in your industry, and how do you individually empower others through your work?
Some of the biggest directors that you know, off the top of your head, which female directors do you know? Kenyan?
Ceci.
Ceci?
I know that's right.
I mean, I'm biased because I know a lot.
Yeah. But if you're asking me who's from the outside,
Industry, yeah.
How many male directors do you know?
Maybe I could say probably like 4 male. But when you said women, I was like,
You start thinking.
I said, wait, I'm racking my brain here.
Yeah. So I think it's more of, they do exist.
Yes.
It's just that they're probably not getting they're not being amplified enough.
The recognition.
Yes, exactly, the recognition. So I think for us, it's just a matter of, we keep on pushing for us to, insist on having opportunities that do support us, policies that do support us, and platforms that actually, hear us and put our work there.
Yeah.
If I don't celebrate you as a woman, then how am I supporting you? Oh gosh.
Well, like what you have said. Yeah. +1.
I hope it makes sense.
It makes so much sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like our women have been beat down extremely much on the stories that we have. And so for me, I'd like for us to see stories about resilience through Wangari Maathai, for example. We already have an example. The story of the wife of Dedan Kimathi. And I had no clue how much that woman did until I went and listened to that story. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? We need to have a film about this woman.
Yeah.
I only know Dedan and I know the picture. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Mukami.
Yeah. I don't know her story. And she's very strong and resilient.
Yeah.
You can't be a main character mwenye anapanda juu kama Olivia Pope. Do you know what I mean?
the pits of
yeah,
struggle.
so I feel like we can elevate the female story, the woman story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ceci, Wambui and Serah. And I want to wrap this up with a fun bit. So it's going to be like a quick fire. Let me start with
days.
Wambui. Are you ready, Wambui? It's
I'm ready.
very simple. Wambui, which is your favorite meal to pair with your Tusker?
Favorite what?
Favorite meal.
Meal.
Yes.
Okay. I had bill. I was like, am I paying for this? No, I'm kidding. It has to be nyama choma.
Nyama choma.
I know, I wanted to
Nyama
say
choma.
that.
And Tusker, and that's good. That's a happy Wambui. Happy Wambui, happy life. Now, Serah, if you could trade lives with a fictional character for a week, especially being an actor, who would it be and why?
Oh my God. Harley Quinn.
Okay, why?
Yeah. I think she just has, she's very traumatized. Oh my God. What did I just She's a psychological nightmare. However, I think she lives freely, you know. She's reckless. She's strong. Really, she beats up like all the men, like all the goons or whatever. But yeah, she generally looks like she has an amazing life. Oh, and of course the wardrobe, the costume, the crazy hair, the crazy expression. I love that for her.
I also just want the badge, to just be walking around, swinging it.
Yeah.
Okay. Ceci, as a storyteller, if you could have a dinner party or just dinner with any 3 people, living or dead, who would they be and why?
I would have women, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I'd have dinner with Shonda Rhimes, Ovi.
Oh,
Done.
Oh, is it done?
Your flight is ready. Your flight is ready. We have her on the line.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my days. If that ever happens, oh, my day, it's coming.
Mark this day. Where's my camera? Mark this day.
Shonda for sure. Eva DuVernay for sure. In Kenya, Zipi Kimundu.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'd like to know what happens, their processes behind
Yeah.
their brains and how it works.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ceci, for sharing. Thank you so much,
Thank
Wambui.
you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. This has been lovely. We hope you did enjoy this episode. And if you did, make sure you like this video, leave a comment down below, and of course, join the Tusker family. And thank you so much, of course, to Tusker and the Tusker Nexus platform for making this happen. I have been your host, Stephanie Nganga, and it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.